Here's our second half of our first round preview of the NBA playoffs. Let's start off with, obviously I'm a Rockets fan, so this is going to be one of my favorite matchups, but I think one of the most interesting matchups. Let's look at the number 2 Houston Rockets, number 7 Warriors. And this is a series that actually the 7 seed Warriors are favored. And I've been seeing a lot of Warriors picks. What is your guys' initial thoughts on this series?
My initial thoughts is that this is probably the series I'm most excited for. Like honestly, it's this and Nuggets Clippers, out of like just excitement for these series.
Yeah.
I feel like this series could go either way. It could end in 5 games. It could end in 7 games. I wouldn't be surprised. Only surprise would be if there's a sweep, but I don't see that coming.
If a sweep
Sweep
came,
is not happening.
Whoever swept the other team's gonna win the championship.
Oh yeah,
like that would be crazy.
Oh, yeah. But after the Warriors, who'd they play?
The
Grizz. For the Grizzlies. After watching that game and just watching Jimmy and Curry just go off side by side,
Both 30 plus.
like that momentum coming into this, it's gonna be a hectic thing for the Rockets to handle. But I think they've just performed all season, so it'll be fun watching either way.
Yeah, I think this is like a really unique matchup because so you have one team on one hand who's the Warriors, who have the 2 best players in the series. Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry is better than any other player in the series. At least that's what I think. I think most people would probably agree. But then they have really nothing around them. I mean, Draymond's a great defender, but on the offensive end, there's nothing reliable. And on the other hand, the Rockets have every perfect surrounding piece. Like, all they need is a star player, and this team's a bona fide championship team. But they're missing that. So it feels like 2 teams on opposite ends of the spectrum playing each other.
Well, sure, you got the young dudes who are scrappy, play a lot of defense.
The old
and
heads.
then, yeah, and then you have the old dudes, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know when you want to give predictions, but I think it's going to be very, very difficult for the Warriors to put together consistent possessions. Like, I expect a very low-scoring series overall. And, the last time they played, I think Curry literally scored 3 points.
It was only 3 points, yeah.
So
And Jimmy didn't do much either.
You have a team and a coach in the Rockets in Udoka who are just, like, intense people who get in people's faces. And I just, I don't foresee the Warriors having a lot of success offensively. Plus, with their lack of size, they're going to have trouble rebounding a lot, I think. And so the Rockets being a pretty good rebounding
They're
team.
the best offensive rebound team in the whole league by a lot, like a big margin.
So I think that could be a really big problem for them. Another recent development is they've stopped playing Kuminga. So the only dude who plays consistently for them that offers like some size and athleticism, they're now not playing.
Yeah.
And so Kuminga wouldn't have been an equalizer, but he would have helped match the athleticism that the Rockets offer.
Yeah, but he's so
and
bad.
So
But yeah.
now, I mean, besides Jimmy and Curry, who's going to give you 18? Who's going to give you 15 to 20?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so you need those kind of scores to get you there. But bigger than that, who's guarding Şengün?
Draymond Green's done a great job against Şengün
Okay,
in all their matchups.
what about Steven Adams?
Well, yeah, when it's the double big, that's a big
the double
advantage
big
for the
lineup,
Rockets.
Even Jabari Smith, the double big lineup is gonna eviscerate. And I really worry that the Warriors aren't really gonna have much of a shot. I imagine Amen Thompson, he's gonna be all over Curry. You got Tari Eason or whatever of the billion defenders that you have guarding Jimmy. I would think it's Tari, a bigger athletic wing.
I think Dylan guards him the most, but Tari and him are going to be interchangeable. Like, one is going to be the court at all times, guarding Jimmy.
Sure. I just think, I think this is a pretty simple series for me.
See, I don't see it as that. And I agree with the Rockets are going to shut down the Warriors on the defensive side. Like, the unique thing about the Rockets is most teams can, kind of neutralize one star. Like, they have a great defender, shutdown defender. Rockets have 3 of those guys. They have Tari, they have Dylan, and Amen Thompson. So they could, in theory, shut down both Jimmy and both Steph. I mean, they're still got to get their buckets. Those guys are so good. But they have...
Are they?
They're still got to get...
Thompson held him to 3.
I get that, but that didn't happen every game.
He didn't touch the ball.
Yes, no.
I can see that happening again for like one maybe 2 games, but I think watching Curry over the past like just decade effectively at this point, even though yes his production's gone down and like his ability to get open, his ability to, like that he was down for that game, I think he still is going to explode one game, him and Butler.
Sure, but that's one game.
That's the hard part is can they get that back consistently?
They're gonna do everything they can to scheme Steph open. And so
Sure.
like you saw in the Grizzlies game, they had Scottie Pippen Jr., not old man Scottie. They had Scottie Pippen Jr. on Steph, and he was doing the thing Amen Thompson did. Obviously, he's not as good as Amen Thompson, but he's still a fast, good defender. And Curry still got like 33 in that game. Now I don't think Curry's gonna do it every game. But the Warriors' sole focus is going to get Curry these open buckets, so he's going to get some, right? It's going to be way harder, but they're still going to be able to score. But like you said, I think the Warriors at most are going to get 90 to 100 points each game.
The difference between like Scottie Pippen Jr., who's a good athlete,
Yeah.
and Amen Thompson is Amen Thompson is 1A athlete in the NBA.
No, I agree it's going to be super difficult. And like I said, I think they're only going to score average maybe of 90, 100 points this series, like as in the whole team. But the problem is the other side of the ball for the Rockets. Yes, I think the Warriors only going to score 90 points per game, but there's a chance the Rockets only score 90 points per game. They're so bad in half-court offense.
They are, but it may not matter because the Warriors turn the ball over so much. And it's been a problem for years. I mean, with a team that's athletic and can run like they can, I'm just not sure that I have a bunch of confidence that Golden State can match that. Now, the argument for Golden State is the first round you get a lot of rest. So there's like 2 days in between games. And so you're getting a rested older team. That's good for them.
Yeah.
But are we 100% sure that we're going to have 4 Curry games?
But there's Jimmy, too.
4 Jimmy Butler
You don't need
games?
4 of each. You need 2 of each. You need 2 Jimmy games and 2 Curry games.
But your Jimmy game to win is going to have to be like 40 points.
He scored
done
38
that.
against the Grizzlies.
Do you think he can do that against the Rockets?
I think one thing that like can hold back the Rockets is also like we talk about the older team. Sure. And like in a lot of ways, like physically, yeah, that gives the edge to the younger Rockets team. But there is something to be said about the Warriors team. Like, of course, Curry, you have Draymond, you have that Warriors team that is older and has experience, and you have Butler who has experience in the playoffs, and like that experience does matter. And so like
Yeah, it does.
like game 1, I could see being a repeat of that game that happened a few weeks ago where Curry just had 3 points, but then just that adaptability through the series can change.
I understand that the Warriors do have more playoff experience, but it's not like the Rockets players are without playoff experience.
Fair.
It's not like the Rockets coaches without playoff experience.
Ime's one of the best coaches, and he's going to adjust well. I don't think
so-
that's going to be a problem.
Like, I do agree, like, Dylan Brooks' experience in the playoffs, Fred VanVleet's, Steven Adams, it's not the same, but it's there.
Yeah.
And those are, like,
I mean,
the
Fred VanVleet
leaders
was
of
on
the
a
team.
finals run.
Sure, yeah. He was probably the 3rd most important player on the finals.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I don't think either of these teams have like high levels of. I don't think either one has a chance to win the title.
Yeah. Well,
But I think
I disagree.
I disagree.
I don't think either one has a chance to win the title. But if I had to pick one, it would be the Rockets.
Okay.
Because I'm not sure. I think the Warriors are too old.
Okay.
I think they did the Jimmy Butler trade a year late. And I think they haven't traded away Draymond Green fast enough. They need more scoring with Curry, I think. And the idea behind Butler's nice. I think he could be a good fit. But you also need more size to compete. And then also the lack of athleticism, I just think will really be a struggle. They have some guys who can defend and do some things, but I don't know that it's going to matter a whole bunch.
I have a quick question for you. Do you agree that it's going to be a low-scoring series?
Yeah.
I think the only I'm going to actually choose the Rockets, and I'll give my explanation for that.
Okay.
But I have Rockets in 7, and the reason why I think it's going to be so close, in a series where it's going to be low-scoring, where the margins are going to be thin, like when you have a low-scoring series, they're going to be thin. It's pretty easy to lean towards the team with the two best players in the series. Like
Sure.
when it comes to playoff time, it's the best players, the best scorers who can create in the half-court offense. Yes, I agree. It's going to be really hard to do against the Rockets. That's the people you can trust the most. That's why I think it's going to be close. Yes, I'm still choosing the Rockets for many of the things you mentioned, but I think it's going to be a lot closer than you're saying just because Warriors have the best two players, and one of them's the greatest shooter of all time.
Yeah, no, I get that. As a general rule, you should definitely pick the best player in the series. Okay? But I don't think there's a time where every player gets too old.
Yes.
Okay? I think that time has come and gone for Jimmy and Draymond.
I can read
I agree.
Draymond because he's a non-factor on offense shooting wise, but I don't see the Jimmy evidence. He just dropped 38 in his one.
But what's the Jimmy evidence that he can do it? He hasn't played in a playoff series in 2 years.
He hasn't in 2 years.
No.
Let me look that up.
He didn't play last year.
Did
They
he lose?
went. He didn't play.
Oh, that's right. Because
Oh,
he's
okay.
injured. But the last time he was healthy, he
2
was
years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago. I agree, but in his one evidence we've just got, he dropped 38 points and looked.
In a playing game.
A playing game is when both teams are really playing their hardest.
A
'Cause you
playing
don't have-
game against the Memphis Grizzlies, who just lost their coach and can't
I
defend.
get that, but they're okay at defending. They have athletic
They're
defenders.
okay.
No, I agree. This is gonna be a hard series. I'm just saying I think you're disrespecting Jimmy and Steph a bit.
All the respect in the world. They're great. no, they're great players. I find it hard to believe that, like, people are thinking them as maybe a dark horse title contender.
Which I agree with that.
I really find it hard to believe that the 36-year-old Jimmy Butler, is that right? 35?
36, I think.
Yeah, we
And
can look that
36 sounds.
in a
37 for
Yeah.
Steph.
So I find it hard to believe that those two, plus a non-scoring Draymond and no size, can make it past
35 for
round
Jimmy.
one. Especially against a team who's great at rebounding,
Yeah.
really good at perimeter defense.
Mm-hmm.
I just find it very difficult to see that they can win a series.
I get it. I just think since it's a low scoring series, I lean towards the team that can create in the half court versus the team that can't. But I think like you said, they're so good in transition. They're so good at creating turnovers and chaos, which the Warriors are bad at. They're so good at rebounding. Warriors have no rim protection, and the Rockets are great at driving. I think those factors give the Rockets the advantage, but I think it's going to be a nail-biter every game and intense. And this is like the start of the Warriors-Rockets rivalry part 2. Like, did you see, like, Tari Eason
it
during the
ever
middle?
end?
Yeah,
Did
it
it
never
ever end?
ended, but, like, low-key it just, like, changed. Like, Tari Eason during the middle of the season said, yeah, I hate the Warriors. And then last game, when the Rockets kind of, like, dunked on the Warriors and Steph scored 3, Ime Udoka was trash-talking the whole game to them.
Oh, yeah.
And after
Oh,
the
yeah.
game, he said, yeah, we knew we had them when Steph started crying. He said they're all crybabies. So it's gonna be cinema
It's going to be fun off the court. Like, watching.
on and off.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's going to be close in the same way that the Pacers-Celtics series was close last year.
Okay. You just think Rockets are gonna win more, like just win into the last.
I think
second
it's
of a
going
bunch
to be
of
like
games.
I think it's going to be like a 4-1 series.
Okay.
I think it's going to be 4-2.
Okay.
Like, I think it's
4-2
going to be
Rockets?
Rockets and 6.
Okay.
I think we'll get two games apiece from Jimmy and Curry that are like great offensively. I just think one of those games will be at the same time, and I don't think it works. I think they also lose one of those games. So
Yeah, I think the one thing, the way the Warriors win this is if their role players are hitting threes. That was like one of the keys I wrote, because the Rockets are going to be so focused on Jimmy, on Steph, that some role players are going to get open shots. The problem with Warriors role players is you have a non-shooter in Draymond. You have Gary Payton, who half the time is scared to shoot.
Pods.
You have Pods, who in theory should be a good shooter, but he's shot 37. Hield's a good shooter, but he's a non-factor on defense. So I don't even know if you can play him. And then the Rockets allow the third least three-point attempts per game, and that's because just how lengthy they are. And even if they're playing aggressive on Steph, doubling Jimmy, they're so lengthy with like Jabari Smith, Tari Eason, that they can get out to those and contest those threes. So yeah, I think the Rockets are still have the advantage in that. But if the Warriors are somehow hitting threes, if Draymond, if Jimmy, because you can leave Jimmy kind of open from 3 too. If those guys are hitting threes, that's how the Warriors win.
Well, the Warriors are going to have to try and play some bigs that they haven't played in a while.
Quit in post time.
Well, no, Post is definitely playing.
You know he plays, but you got to play him a lot. especially in that double big
But
lineup.
Looney's gonna play. Trace Jackson Davis is gonna play. I just don't see it working out.
One thing about the double big lineup that the Rockets have is that low-key, they may not be able to play that double big lineup in Steph Curry minutes. Like, if the Warriors play super small, with like one center in the middle, let's say Quentin Post.
Give me the Warriors lineup, and I'll give you the Rockets lineup.
I'm saying this is like, assuming the double big lineup. I'm saying it may not be quite as effective as we think. So let's put Quentin Post in there, put Curry, put Moody, put Pods, and put Draymond, or sorry, Jimmy. Did I say Jimmy already? I don't know.
So
So
okay,
Jimmy, Curry, Moody, Pods, Post. Let's just say
So you have 3 guards.
forward and a center. Maybe you put Draymond instead of one of those guards.
So Moody instead of Moody, put Draymond.
Yeah, I think there's gonna be a lot. They're gonna try to switch a lot in that, and get like Steven Adams on Curry or Jimmy, and so that lineup may not be quite as playable in this series.
Well, okay. So against the lineup that you're talking about, and you're telling me I have the 2 Rockets bigs.
So Steven
I would
Adams
go-
and Şengün.
Yeah, I would go. Amen. Probably Green
Yeah.
and Tari Eason or
Yeah.
Dylan Brooks.
Oh, you need another guard probably. You probably have to have Fred VanVleet out there.
Why not? Why?
Well, because there's no offense creation at all.
Oh,
I mean,
Green.
Şengün is
Şengün?
Şengün's a good hub, but you still need a point guard in that lineup.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then trade me Green for Fred VanVleet.
Okay.
Okay. So defensively, you have Steven Adams on Green, I guess. No. Well,
Well, Steven Adams on Green. Oh, on Draymond Green. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then you'd have Şengün on, I guess, post.
Yeah.
And then Amen on Curry, Tari on
Yeah.
Jimmy,
Yeah.
or Dylan Brooks, whichever. Maybe Dylan Brooks might be a little bit better. And then I forgot who the third guy was. I said
But
Van Fleet
yeah.
or Green on Pods.
Yeah.
See, I don't think you're winning that.
I think maybe take out Draymond Green, put in there a shooter. It's just like you can get a lot of open threes, I think the lineup will still be useful. I just think the Warriors will be able to scheme to expose that lineup to get Curry open threes. Because since there's 2 guys who are not athletic and to follow Curry, like usual lineups, you have 4 guys who are athletic enough to follow Curry around. Now you go from having 2 guys who can't. The Warriors will find ways to expose that. It's just my thing. I think you could play those minutes when Curry's not playing.
Amen's going to play 40 minutes a game.
Yeah, yes, I agree. But there's going to be times where Curry will get off of. Every once in a while, you'll have to do switches. You'll try to do as least as
Sure,
possible.
sure. Yeah.
And you don't want to have both Steven Adams and Şengün as a potential switch guy. And that's the scary thing.
Yeah, but if you're playing Draymond and Quentin Post,
Well, maybe don't put the Draymond Quentin Post. Take that. I'm just saying.
so are you benching?
I'm not the coach, so I don't have a lineup right now. But I'm just saying that Steph Curry, I think
Yeah.
Steve Curry can cook up things, or Steve Kerr can cook up things to get Curry open threes.
Sorry,
against
I'm
that
not trying to
lineup.
get aggressive. I'm just
Oh
saying.
no, you're good.
I just try and think through lineups. Like, okay, how do the Warriors cause as much stress as possible?
Yeah.
And I think the lineup you just gave is right.
Yeah.
But how does that stop? Like, I can make 5
Oh
different.
no, I think the
Houston
lineups
Rockets
you make
lineups.
are gonna beat them. Yeah, I just think the double big is not the lineup to beat that lineup.
But I think it still can.
Maybe. I
Because
just don't think so.
Draymond's not a scorer. Quentin Post isn't. I mean,
Yeah.
he can shoot a little bit, but
Yeah.
are we really worried about Quentin Post? You know, he's basically like fatter Matt Bonner.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's Rockets in 5.
Okay.
I know that I'm in the minority.
Yeah, that's okay. I would love Rockets in 5. Like I would adore that. Because I hate the Warriors. But yeah, I'm gonna say Rockets in 7.
I'm Rockets in 6.
Okay.
And you're up.
All right.
Perfect. But I think that's a really good thought experiment of like the different lineups. And I think that's going to be really interesting. I think with both these in this matchup, there's going to be a lot of lineup variation.
Yeah.
Just because both offenses are going to be hard to like produce, I think you got to have a lot of lineup variation. So I think that's a valid point. Let's go to the next 2-7 matchup.
Celtics Magic.
Celtics Magic. Samuel, what's your initial thoughts?
Oh, right. My initial thought is just based off of the Celtics' just historic ability to shoot the 3 ball and like their volume. Like they're just hucking the ball from deep, game in and game out. And the Magic, I'm pretty sure the worst 3-point team in the league.
I think you're correct. They're the worst offense.
Like, I think it's a horrible matchup for the Magic. I think they're just gonna get shot down, literally, just shot down from.
Yeah.
They've made the playoffs. Congrats, and you're going home. That's all I have to say.
That's
Valid.
good. Do you have a game number?
4.
4?
Oh, four
Celtics
is,
in 4.
4 is crazy.
I'm going 5. So Celtics in 5. I think a lot of the same things you said. This is going to be largely a throwaway year for the Magic.
Yeah.
Injuries kind of got to them.
Injuries, you need more shooting. Is Suggs even back?
No.
So he's not going to be back. I was pretty sure he's out for the year. They kind of need center help, low key. They have 2 nice wings, but both are kind of streaky shooters. It's just going to be difficult for them to win this one.
Yeah, I think I actually have the Celtics in 6. And here's my reasoning. Yes, the Magic is one of the worst offenses I've ever laid my eyes on.
Sure.
Like,
yeah.
oh my goodness, it's like watching like a terrible movie. It's like what movie is that? There's a Marvel movie. Oh, it's the newest Ant-Man movie. Like that thing was awful to watch. That reminds me.
Quantumania?
Yeah,
Quantumania,
that thing
yeah.
is like my least. Like I hate watching
What
that
about
movie.
like Miss Marvel? Or
I didn't watch that. See,
I've seen it,
that's
yeah.
so low. I didn't even watch it. It's like watching a Minecraft movie, but at least with the Minecraft movie,
It was at least funny and
it was
nostalgic.
funny and it was like a good
oh,
vibe.
did y'all see it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Was it like?
it was.
The
Should I
only
watch
reason it
it?
was good is because I was sitting next to him and we were making jokes.
Should me and Tringo watch it or no?
yes.
Yeah.
And also there was like
Take,
reactions in
Devin with
theaters.
you.
Yeah.
Take Devin with me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would be cinema. Yeah, there's a bunch of like reactions in the theater. Not as much for ours, but you've seen like all the. Have you seen like the reels and stuff of
The
people?
chicken jockey?
Yeah,
The
people
kid
like-
holding the chicken up in the air.
I have this one friend, Isaiah actually, and his brother works at a movie theater, and so obviously this was during the chicken jockey stuff. So there was this one like group of high schoolers that got like a whole bucket of popcorn, poured out the popcorn in the trash, filled the whole thing with butter, and then during the chicken jockey scene, they poured it out like chunked out over the whole crowd, like just a bunch of butter, and it mainly went over this one girl. And then that girl's dad was there, and he like chased them out of the state, like out of the movie theater.
Well, that is just
So
assault.
that's the kind of stuff
Whoa.
you should expect to experience watching the Minecraft movie.
Okay.
But the Magic are the Minecraft movie,
Yeah.
but without any of the funny parts. That's their offense. But their defense.
it's the first 20 minutes.
Yes,
That's what.
yes. The
it's
first 20 minutes of the
Minecraft
Minecraft movie was awful.
That's the playoffs. All the playoffs. This is the Magic series.
I like that analogy. The Magic offense is the first 20 minutes of the Minecraft movie.
You'll understand when you
That's
see
like
So-
deep.
So like Paulo's like Jack Black,
yeah. He gives Jack Black
and
Lives hair.
then
Same
Franz is
Franz.
Jason Momoa.
Yeah. Oh no, switch that. Jason Momoa is Paulo, and Franz is Jack Black.
And
then,
you're like, oh, this is gonna be good.
and then KCP is like that girl, like the one that did nothing.
Yes. They just shipped the women off. at
Wendell
one point in
Carter
the movie.
Jr. is the black girl,
Valid.
like the and then Anthony Black is the little kid.
Yeah.
Because he has like both of them have like curly hair, and so yeah, this analogy works like incredibly.
well.
It's way too well. But the reason I'm saying 6 games is their defense is so good. They're just gonna be pesky and annoying to this Celtics team. Anthony Black is 26th. This is like all in our defensive box plus minus, was it just a all overall defensive advanced statistic. KCP's 15th, Franz is 55th, Paulo is 69th, Wendell Carter is 36th, and then Jonathan Isaac didn't play enough games to qualify for it, but he would be a top 10 in that. And so
Jonathan's great, bro.
yeah, their defense is just gonna be annoying. So I think they're gonna take away like 2 games. Also, Jaylen Brown coming back from an injury kind of thing. I think he's gonna be a little rusty. But yeah, Celtics still have this. There's no doubt for that. I think.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you. Hypothetical.
Okay.
Would you take Trae Young in a trade if you're the Magic? Say Suggs for Young,
What's your thoughts? I want to hear yours.
or some sort of like Isaac, Wendell Carter.
Okay. I want to keep Suggs because I'm a big Suggs
Yeah. Okay.
believer.
So keep Suggs. Mm-hmm. Pair like Wendell Carter and Jonathan Isaacs and picks for Young.
Okay. Maybe
What
maybe
picks do
maybe
they
go
have?
maybe go like a Cole Anthony, and
Okay.
Cole Anthony, and then like some more contract filler, like a Caleb Houston or Gary Harris or something, and then like picks.
Sure.
Because I want to keep Jonathan Isaac and Wendell Carter. I like those guys a lot. I like those boys.
Okay.
Maybe I'd be fine with losing one. I would take the trade. I think that's the kind of guy they're missing. Yes, he's one of the worst defenders I've ever seen, but the Magic have the right defenders to compensate for that. And they're just missing a creator. Like, I mean, Paulo's a good creator. Franz is a pretty good creator, but they're not like an offensive creator. They're like creator for myself kind of thing. I think Franz is okay like offensive creator, but they're more like, I'm going to create my own shot. You need that creator who can also shoot threes. Though Trae Young's 3-point percentage is not great, he's still a good 3-point shooter. I still believe that. So yeah, I would take that trade. What do you think?
Okay, my question for you is: you said that, like, that's their missing piece. To get them where? Like, where does that get? Like,
I think if they had a fully healthy season, I think they would be better than the Pacers. With that, they would not be better. The Knicks would be better than them, but they'd be right below the Knicks. That's my thought. With that defense, with Paulo and Franz, they're so good, and finally a point guard to create offense for them, because those guys are not supposed to create their own offense. They're supposed to have a point guard that creates it for them.
So you're thinking about it in context of this year, but for next year, like, I don't think the Celtics team will be the same just because of the cap stuff. So they have to trade away multiple pieces.
Yeah.
The Knicks are probably going to make changes.
Yeah.
The Bucks are going to make changes. The Pacers can't bring back Miles Turner. So a lot of these teams are going to get worse or just more weird.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it would put, where it would put them.
Yeah. I think top 4 of the East.
Okay.
Top 5 to 4. Because also the Pistons are going to get better. So there's going to be some shifting around. But I think 5 seed to 3 seed range would be my mindset.
I don't hate that.
What's your thought on that? Like, would you take that trade?
I'm not a Trae Young hater. He just has to fit in a very specific place.
This is true.
And I don't know if it's the Magic or not. Preferably, it would be somebody with really good rim protection. But I don't know who. Off the top of my head, I don't know who that would be. I don't know who the team would be. Could it be a Minnesota?
For Trae Young, you're saying?
Yeah. I'm trying to think.
Trae Young location. Ooh.
I'm trying to think. Like, maybe it's a Utah Jazz.
Well, I don't know. The Jazz are in such a weird spot. Like,
well, I'm just throwing out teams because, and this is a totally different topic than what we were talking about, but like for Young, I mean, he's gonna let so many people buy him that you need somebody to protect the rim, and it's not that Carter's bad, but that's not like his thing.
yeah.
So
I mean,
maybe I don't know.
You said Minnesota, they have that rim protector in Rudy, but I don't know how a Trae Young Edwards pairing would work, and I don't think money wise it could ever work.
Well, you'd probably do like Randall plus DiVincenzo. So basically, you traded Karl Anthony Towns for Trae Young.
I mean, better than Randall. So,
hey, Randall, I think he's gonna be okay. We'll see.
well,
I'm holding out judgment.
I think he's gonna be good, but he's never gonna be what Cat was.
No, but you have to think about it. It's also Dante.
But still, that Cat's been so good on the Knicks. That trade looks awful.
They shouldn't have traded. The person they should have traded was Gobert. That's my personal.
Oh,
opinion.
I could agree with that too. I think Magic is probably the best place for Trae Young. Maybe. No, I was gonna say the Bucks if Dame's career is sunk, like that could be a guy with Giannis because that'd be a pretty dang good pick and roll. But right now Dame's there, so I don't see it happening.
Okay, so we were at Heat.
Yeah, it's Heat, Cavs.
Oh wait, start it over.
Yeah, we got the number 1 Cavs versus the number 8 Heat. I don't really have much to say about this series. Let's see. How does he do it? Let's see. Who do they have? Bam Adebayo going down a rim. Cavs in 5. Cavs in 5. I'll give Heat one game. Tyler Hero's gonna have a 40 piece, and that's it.
He put up 30 tonight in OT,
and he put up a lot against the. Who was he playing? The Bulls. He put up like 38 against the Bulls. So he'll have a 40 piece. Get them a game, but yeah, Cavs in 5.
Cavs in 5. The Heat will win.
Wait, time out.
Wait.
Heat and 4. No. I'm just kidding.
I was going to pick this up and chunk this somewhere if you chose the Heat.
I'm going Cavs and I'll go 5.
I almost went 6. Yeah. But Cavs.
The Heat have nothing, no direction or anything. So
Yeah.
sorry, Heat. Prove us wrong.
All right. So our last one is 1-8. We're going to call it good. We're going to call it the Grizzlies as the 8.
Yeah.
And the Thunder as the 1. I think this one's pretty easy. The front runner MVP with the OKC Thunder. And then something's happening over here.
Don't worry about it.
Don't
Don't worry about
Deep
it. It's okay.
lineup, young, good defense. They can run the floor. Versus a Memphis team without a coach. Jaw's been up and down. You know, can Triple J stay on the floor? Does Zach Edey get played off the court? I think all valid questions.
Yeah.
I'm going to say OKC in 4.
Okay.
I'm not a big believer in Jaw.
Yeah.
And I actually think he is going to be on the trade block.
Yeah. Okay.
Pretty quick.
Let's talk about jaw trade after because I actually want to talk about that. I'm gonna go Grizzlies in 5. I start.
I was going to shove you off this stool.
Sorry, that one.
You know what? If they win in 5,
Jaw is my
Jaw's back.
Jaw is #1 player in the whole world. I think Thunder in 5. Like I like this Grizzlies team to win one because I mean they have Jaw, they have Jaren, they have Desmond Bane. That's a poor man's big 3. And I think they'll have one game where they all like kind of go off. Desmond Bane can hit some shots. They can. They're not great defenders, but they have a few defenders here or there. But yeah, I think offensively one game they may go off, but defensively I have no clue how they're gonna stop Shea, J-Dub, and Chet. Like there's nothing on this Grizzlies roster that screams I can stop them.
Sure.
The Grizzlies roster against the defense against the Thunder's offense is gonna be like Samuel against this chair. So Samuel's sitting on a chair right now. That's like a broken chair.
We had a screw fall out. If you
I missed that.
Yeah.
So Samuel's
about
the
it.
Thunder offense, and the chair's the Grizzlies defense.
And
Gonna get absolutely destroyed, that Grizzlies defense. So yeah,
What do you think?
Thunder in 5.
Thunder in 4. I like the Thunder. I think Shea's going to elevate in the playoffs. Like, I do.
Elevate for what he already is.
Yeah. I think he's
Average,
going to
like,
go
40?
up.
So instead of shooting 15 free throws a game, he's gonna shoot 25.
Yes. I think he's going to elevate in some way. And I trust it.
Yeah,
I'm a Thunder fan also.
I like
so
the general elevate in some way.
just elevate.
I mean, he's a good player, so I could see that happening.